Merciless Don Matthews, the native of Hart County, Georgia, who, Lord knows, has had more than his fair share of problems, personal and professional, as of late. Standing across from him is a man that, if he keeps his mind on those problems, will completely devastate him. And that is in the form of the toughest test of Don Matthews' career, or anyone's career for that matter, the NWA Anarchy Heavyweight Champion, Iceberg.
Well, Greg Hunter, what a week it's going to be here on NWA Anarchy. When we last left you, the Rejects had fallen to the hands of the Elite. Shatter getting a win over Shaun Tempers last week. This week, Shaun Tempers' attention going to be on that big Mega Rumble. The winners of the Tag Team Mega Rumble will get a shot at the Rejects and those Tag Team Championships at our big Fan Fest event coming up here in the next couple weeks. But the attention turns to the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion, Iceberg, and Don Matthews. Two men, very big individuals, both men with a mean streak. I think Iceberg's maybe just a little bit bigger than Don Matthews.
Don Matthews doing exactly what he needs to do at this moment, which is take the fight to the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion. Punches, kicks, anything he can throw the way of the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion, and he does get Iceberg down to a knee with one of those back leg round kicks to the thigh. Very smart strategy. Take down the heavyweight champion. If you put Iceberg on his back, then that strength advantage, the newfound agility that we've seen that has made Iceberg so much more devastating over the last several months, those things are taken away from wrestling's sole serial killer, and it puts Don Matthews in a very good position to make a wonderful showing against the champ this week. Comes off the ropes, sidewalk slam, hook of the near leg, 2, and only a 2 count. What would it do for Don Matthews' stock if he were to beat the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion?
Well, you know, speaking of Melissa Coates, Don Matthews' stock's not all that impressive anyway.
I wasn't talking about oh God. It's going to be one of those weeks, isn't it? Iceberg, leg drop, 450 pounds straight south, 1, 2. Don Matthews gets the shoulder up, rolled to the side, didn't have enough strength to kick out. Don Matthews trying not to waste the energy. Iceberg, the heavyweight champion, in a very dominant position at the moment. He is choking the Hart County native out on that middle rope. And now Dan Wilson with the staff of righteousness.
Well, you know, the thing about it is that shouldn't come to a shock to anybody, because we all know that's how Dan Wilson plays. That's Dan Wilson's game. He's always, you know, there to add a second cheap shot in for his guys, regardless if they need it or not. And I'm going to be perfectly blunt with you here, Greg Hunter. I'm not a fan of the Rejects. I'm not a fan of Iceberg, but I call it like I see it. I know what it is. Iceberg doesn't need that extracurricular activity. This man is a wrecking crew all on his own.
He certainly is, and right now he has Don Matthews to a vertical base, looking for a suplex here perhaps. Don Matthews trying to fight it off. Don Matthews now blocks it again. Matthews and Iceberg fighting it out here. Now Matthews firing away, blocking that vertical suplex, knife edge chop, right hand. Matthews trying to rally back, another right hand, and he has the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion on the ropes delivering knees, but he has taken an incredible amount of punishment here. Iceberg into the ropes, and a full body tackle takes down Don Matthews.
Well, one thing Don Matthews was using, he was using Iceberg to stand up, so I don't know, maybe Don Matthews is already out on his feet just fighting out of just, you know, pure just wherewithal.
Only a 2 count after the elbow drop, says referee Brent Wiley. And of course, fans, the Mega Rumble still to come this hour on NWA Anarchy.
Have you read this list of tag teams? I mean, we've got over a dozen tag teams from around the nation. We got a who's who of tag team wrestling coming into this thing tonight.
Don Matthews here is getting slapped around and trying to fight back, rally back. Knife edge chop, right hand. The crowd trying to rally behind Don Matthews. And now, Matthews sets Iceberg up. The Irish whip is reversed. Matthews cuts off, eats the knee, and down goes the Hart County native. I've looked at this list for this Mega Rumble coming up, John Johnson. Not only is the best in Anarchy on this list, but some of the best in the country. You are absolutely right. That is how important the NWA Anarchy Tag Team Championship is. And right now, while the Devil's Rejects will have their eyes on that Mega Rumble, the focus right now is on the ring and the biggest reject of them all, the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion, who is taking Matthews pillar to post. Iceberg sends him in and just cannonballs 450 pounds straight down.
Well, Greg Hunter, the thing about it is, Iceberg is the NWA Anarchy Heavyweight Champion. He looks at every match, regardless if it's a title match or not, as a match for his life, as a match for that championship. He guards it with this hunger, like a wolf-like hunger. And that's exactly what the National Wrestling Alliance has been about for the past 60 years. The hearts of champions. Great men that have held the many regional titles of the NWA, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And Iceberg, it's going to kill me to say this, is a wonderful representative of that cross-section of the NWA.
Oh, he has a sharp power slam. I have no idea where Don Matthews got the strength after the assault he has taken, but he just power slammed Iceberg. And that brings the crowd here at the NWA Arena to life. Referee Brent Wiley administering his count. Don Matthews on his feet first. And now he is just pounding away on Iceberg. Rights, lefts, knees, anything that Don Matthews can find. And going back to the leg of the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion. But the champ turns him toward the corner, sends him off to the near corner. Iceberg moves out of the way. Don Matthews with the BFK.
Greg Hunter, he went for the BFK. I thought for sure he was going to try the lariat.
2, and only a 2 count. Inches from Don Matthews pinning the champ.
Greg Hunter, what he needs to do is he needs to get back on his feet and stay on this man. Very few people have put Iceberg in this position.
Very few indeed, and right now Don Matthews finds himself too close to Iceberg. Bear hug applied by the altar of human mutilation. The Anarchy Heavyweight Champion. Ear ringer by Matthews. Matthews off the ropes. Lariat! The lariat by Don Matthews. And wait a minute, would you look at this? Brody Ray Chase and Melissa Coates.
Rubbing his face in it, Greg Hunter.
Lord.
Speaking of rubbing.
Yeah, good Lord. And Don Matthews took his eye off the ball. Belly to belly. Iceberg sets up. Ground 0. 1, 2. Good Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, the NWA Anarchy Heavyweight Champion, Iceberg!
Greg, he's calling for the microphone. You better give it to him. What's this all about?
I have no idea, but when Dan Wilson tells me to bring him a microphone, I'm not going to say no.
Come get what's yours, my brother. The crown jewel, showing you're the best in the sport. Oh, you want some? You want some? Hey, we got backup. We got backup. Oh, I see. The Stooges don't want it to happen. The Stooges don't want us to fight. You might have rained on our parade, but maybe we want to fight. And as a matter of fact, Shatter, you want this gold so bad I know you lay at night crying in your bed, remembering being champion. Well, on May 31st, the Iceberg is willing to be a given man. Because one more time, the biggest match that's ever hit this building. Iceberg versus Shatter on May 31st. And that'll be the last shot you get. And that's just because I want to see him split your head open again. And you talk about the tag team titles, if you accept it's for the title, then there you go. And you talking about wanting a shot at the greatest tag team in the history of the sport. Anytime, any place, anytime, any place. Get them out of here. You greedy hog, stepping on our TV time. Get them out of here. Barons, I want you to sign it on the 31st.